सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ओम श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। ओम व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। बोले श्री वेदव्यास भगवान की जय। हरि ओम। In the last episode we saw about the person who is a Jivan Mukta, free while living. So Vedanta Vakyaihi Sadguru Upadeshena. By meditating upon that Vakya, the statement from the Vedanta, the Mahavakya, which is in this context Tatwamasi, not just meditating on that, but with the help of the Sadguru. Upadesha means the Sadguru tells you that word, tells you that sentence, explains the meaning of that sentence, helps you to contemplate on the meaning of that sentence, and through that there is an understanding. Sarveshu api bhuteshu. After that understanding happens of Tatwamasi, you are that. That art thou. Once it becomes an understanding, once it becomes the knowledge and our expression, then sarveshu api bhuteshu esham brahma buddhi utpanna. In all living beings, the Brahma buddhi comes, the Narayana bhava. Everybody is Narayana. Everybody is Narayana. When that experience comes, when that feeling comes, they are called te Jivan Muktaha ityarthaha. They are called Jivan Muktas. So, once we learn this, then we can keep imagining that we have Narayana Bhava. When we really have Narayana Bhava, how does it show in our life? It shows in our life with calmness, quietness in our response, compassion, and clarity in our thinking, because whatever happens, everywhere there is Narayana, is the understanding. And so the Shishya asks the Guru, even though the teacher tells such a person expresses Narayana, the Shishya asks, but how will he be? How will he talk? How will he walk? Just like how Arjuna asks Bhagavan, Sthita prajnasya ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava sthita dhir kim prabhasheta kimasita vrajeta kim. How does he talk? How does he express himself? How does he sit? How does he walk? How does he think and experience? And then towards the chapter 14 also, well, the different gunas are expressed. Arjuna asks again, Kairlingaistrin guna netana atito bhavati prabho kimacharah katham chaitana trin gunanati vartate. The first question when he asks in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, the question is about the thought process of such a person, sthita prajna, how his buddhi is, how his intellect is, how steady he is. The last time he asked the same question about what are the indications for a person who has transcended the three gunas, trin gunan ativartate. What is the indication? Kairlinga strin guna netan atitaha bhavati prabho kim acharaha. How is his conduct? Katham cha etan trin guna ati vartate. One who has transcended the three gunas, what is his achara? What is his lifestyle? So in the same way, the Shishya asks here, Nanu Jivan Muktaha Kaha Yatha Dehoham Purushoham Brahmanoham Shudroham Asmi Iti Dridhanishchayas Tatha Naham Brahmanaha न शूद्रः न पुरुषः किंतु असंगः सच्चिदानन्दः सच्चिदानन्द स्वरूपः प्रकाश इति दृढनिश्चयरूपः अपरोक्षज्ञानवान् जीवन मुक्तः. So जीवन मुक्तः. In the last week's session, we saw just like how we say, I'm sitting and talking, I'm sitting and eating, I'm walking and reading, I am looking at the TV and eating. So one present continuous tense, two actions are involved in that. Here the two actions are Jivan, living, Muktaha. The action Mukta is not an action. Mukta is a state of being, it's a state of freedom. Jivan Muktaha. Who is a free? Friends, he is not bound by the situations, objects, people, thoughts, and emotions. Not bound means his responses are not based on all this. His responses are original responses. Life is only consisting of two things. One is perception. When the perception is of a Jivan Mukta, then the response will be of a Jivan Mukta, a free person. In our language, if we have to understand the language of the world, a financially free person has got lots of wealth, much beyond any fear of any means by which the wealth will be taken away from him. The owner of all the wealth, there's nothing in this world that is too costly for him to buy, and he can choose to give his wealth in whatever way he wants to, and nobody can take away wealth from him. So such is a financially free person. Intellectually free person, there's nothing in this world that he does not know. He knows everything. So nobody can hide anything from him. There is no knowledge that is hidden from him. So that's being intellectually free or knowledge-wise free. Jivan Muktaha, life-wise free means in life, in living, our life, we have certain limitations. Limitations of body, limitations of mind, limitations of intellect. So when there is an impression from outside, through our sense organs or into our thoughts, we say intrusive thoughts, or in our emotions, somebody has the capacity to hurt us. Somebody has the capacity to feed us with thoughts which we don't want in our life, which can cost us a lot of our energy. Give us emotions that can cost us a lot of our energy. Do things physically that can take away our energy from us. So there is a limitation, and we say, I have so much of energy, and that person has taken it away out of me. A Jivan Muktaha does not have that limitation. This whole energy it belongs to him. He can take how much ever he wants, he can spend how much ever he wants. Such is a Jivan Muktaha. Who is he? How does the Jivan Mukta behave, such a person who is limitless in his understanding of what is mine. There is nothing called something is not mine. Everything is mine for a Jivan Muktaha. All the wealth of the world, all the knowledge of the world, all the resources of the world, all the happiness of the world, all the joys of the world, all the dispassion in the world, everything belongs to the Jivan Mukta. Nanu Jivan Muktaha Kaha. He says, who is a Jivan Mukta? Just like we keep saying every day, Yatha Dehaha Aham. I am the body. We don't say I am the body, but we say I am walking, which means the body is walking. We identify ourselves with the body and we say, I am walking. We say, I am fat. The body is fat. I identify myself with the body and I say, I am fat. Or I am thin. The body is thin. I identify myself with the body and I say, I am thin. I am dark. The body is dark in complexion. I identify with the body and I say, I am dark. So it is another way of saying, instead of saying I am fat, I am thin, I am dark, I am fair, I am tall, I am short, you can replace those sentences with I am the body, I am the body, I am the body, I am the body, I am the body. Whatever we may say about the body. Yatha dehaha aham. I am the body. Then we say Purushaha aham. Or I may say Stri aham. A man will say, I am a man. A woman will say, I am a woman. This knowledge is not coming out of our memory. It is a direct knowledge. We don't remember whether we are a man or we are a woman. Immediately, when we have to tick in those columns in the forms, male or female, we don't consult with anybody. We don't look into our mobile phone and do a search of our history and then find out whether we are male or female, and then we don't tick. Immediately we know what we are, we tick. Purushaha aham, then Brahmanaha aham, Shudraha aham. Whatever is our varna, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. We have known this from our childhood. We have heard this from our childhood. Family members have been telling us this is what we are, and so we don't need to remember or think about it. We say Brahmana, Shudra, Kshatriya, Vaishya, whatever group or varna we belong to, we say I am that. Immediately we say. Then Drida Nishchayaha. We are not wavering about it. Am I a woman? Wait, let me think. Yesterday I was a woman. 10 years ago, I was a girl only. 20 years ago, I was a girl. Then I became a young girl. Then I became a woman. Yeah, I am a woman. We don't say that. We say, suppose somebody is asking, is that male or female? Understanding from your voice, they are not able to get that. Yeah, I am a woman. You say immediately. Drida Nishchayaha. There is no doubt about it. Drida Nishchayaha. Tatha. In the same way, Na ham Brahmanaha. You say, just as you are so convinced that you are a Brahmana, or you are a man, or you are a woman, you say, no, I am not a Brahmana, I am not a Shudra, I am not a Purusha, I am not a male, I am not masculine, Kintu Asangaha. I am unattached. Unattached to what? Unattached to my thoughts, unattached to my emotions. Asangaha. Who am I then? If I'm not this, I'm not this, I'm not this. Who am I? I am Sat Chit Ananda Swarupaha. Sat means existence. I am life. I am that I am. Because of which this body is existing, Because of this, because of which this mind inside the body is having likes and dislikes and working on those likes and dislikes, because of which the intellect in this body is taking decisions that life I am, that Sat I am, Sat Chit, that knowledge of that reality I am, Ananda, that blissful experience because of the presence of life I am. How do we know it is blissful? It is blissful because of the presence of life. If you've got this experience sometime, whether you've been working in the garden or whether you've been de-stringing a big basket of flowers, after the puja, so many flowers have come. You're de-stringing them. It's very intense work. You sweat a lot. Or you've been sweeping and mopping a room, tidying the room, dusting it, sweeping, mopping. There's a lot of sweat. Then you go and wash your face. You look at yourself in the mirror, there is a brightness that is there in the face. The brightness of action, the brightness of rajas. The energy is coming out and it is filling all your face. So, a sachit, and then that brightness, when you see your beautiful face in the mirror, it gives you a joy. The joy is springing from the presence of life within. A person who is lying down without any life, without any expression of life, cannot experience that joy, cannot look into the mirror, wow, how nice I look. The body cannot say. And even when we see the body, we don't experience joy. We experience sorrow. That is why we cry around the dead person. Satta, Chitta, Ananda Swarupaha. So, what gives joy in a human being is Ananda, is bliss. I am that bliss. Then, Prakasha Rupaha. Prakasha means brilliance, radiance. When you keep chanting a mantra for a long time, when you are meditating for a long time, when you do intense tapas or you do intense activity, intense work, your intense practice of music, intense practice of any sport, intense writing, intense contemplation, intense administration. Such people you see in the world, basically all people who are very successful in their fields of activity in life. You see, there's a brilliance, there's a brightness about them. Wherever they go, heads turn, even actors and actresses. If at all we don't know how much of suffering and hardship they go through, it is great tapasya to be an actor. Because all your life, all your daytime, you have to take care of the body, you have to take care of the diet, you have to ignore so many things which are not good for you. You have to take care of your appearance, you have to take care of your moods, you have to take care of your health, you have to improve upon your acting skills. And every scene, even when you're acting, you cannot be yourself as you please. You have to be like the scene, that character and the actor. So much of tapasya they go through. That is why you call many of these actors as stars. Because something bright happens in their personality, even though they may not really look so beautiful to our eyes or to common eyes. But when they come on stage, when they come on screen, there's something very great about them that expresses through them. That is called the Prakasha Rupaha. That is what is called Prakasha. Sarva Antaryami. Who am I? I am that life. I am the knower of that life that is present as consciousness in all human beings. I am not this body. I am not the mind. I am not the intellect. I am not even the life. I am the knower of the presence of life in all human beings. Prakasha Rupaha, Sarva Antaryami. I am present within everybody and I control all actions, all thoughts, all emotions and feelings from within. Chit Akasha Rupaha. I am Chit. Chit means Chaitanya, the ability to know, the knowledge aspect of life. Life has three aspects to it. Life is one, but it expresses all the time simultaneously in three ways. It is as Sat, it is Chit, it knows it is Ananda, it is experiencing its own joy. Satchit Ananda, Chit Akasha. Chit means Chaitanya, consciousness. Akasha, I am that conscious space. Space itself is all pervading. There is space within us, there is space without us. We are in space. Even more subtle than space is consciousness. There is life in space and consciousness in life. Aham Satchidananda Swarupaha Prakasharupaha Sarvantaryami Chit Akashaha. Conscious space. If you want to know what is Chit Akasha, we get thoughts. Everybody gets thoughts. The thoughts are happening in a screen in the mind. That is Chidakasha. The Akasha is that screen of consciousness on which thoughts come and go like the blips on an ECG monitor. The ECG monitor, there's a screen. The heartbeat comes up and goes down as blips, or the frequency vibrations that are recorded in that ECG monitor. In the same way, thoughts appear as blips on that screen of consciousness, Chidakasha. That I am, that Akasha, the screen of consciousness I am. I am not the thoughts. I have these thoughts. I experience these thoughts. Who am I? I am consciousness. This is the Dridha Nishchaya. This is a firm understanding. Just like firmly I say, even without thinking, I say I am a man, or I am a woman, or I am a Brahmana, or I am a Kshatriya, or I am a Vaishya, or I am a Shudra. I say very easily, without thinking, that I am this consciousness. Dridha Nishchaya Rupaha Aparoksha Jnanavan. Paroksha Jnana. Paroksha is Pratyaksha Jnana. Pratyaksha Jnana means I see before my eyes, I hear with my ears, I smell with my nose. How do I know there is a fragrance of rose and jasmine here? I smell with my nose, the fragrance of rose and jasmine is here. And then I taste. The gulab jamun is very tasty. How do I know? I put the gulab jamun in my mouth and I know the taste of that gulab jamun. Pratyaksha jnana. And skin. The weather is very hot. How do I know? I know it by my own experience with the skin. Paroksha jnana is the weather in Australia is hot. How do I know? Somebody living in Australia tells me this is the weather in Australia right now. Or the weather in United Kingdom is cold. Or in Netherlands is cold. How do I know? It is not paroksha jnana. It is not pratyaksha jnana. It is paroksha jnana. Somebody else is experiencing that and telling me. Paroksha jnana. Aparoksha jnana, it's not pratyaksha, it's not in front of my eyes, it is not seen by somebody else. Like the cricket match is happening in Chennai, somebody sees the cricket match and says the match happened there. It is aparoksha jnana. And then pratyaksha jnana, 1 minute. I think I need to switch on the battery. Just a minute. Pratyaksha jnana. Yeah. Pratyaksha jnana is I know before my vision. Like the battery is getting off. The battery has turned low. Is pratyaksha jnana. I'm seeing in front of me. I'm able to see it on the computer screen. Paroksha jnana is somebody telling me that, you have to switch on the switch because the battery is getting low. I can see it. I did not see it. Somebody saw. Aparoksha jnana is, it doesn't apply with anything else in this world. It applies immediately with myself, my own feelings and thoughts. For example, when somebody looks at me, they will not have, they will have pratyaksha experience only of my form. And then they will have paroksha jnana. Somebody else might have told that, she is disturbed because of some reason. They might have told, but I might present a very nice face before you. So you will not have aparoksha jnana. But I know within myself that even though I am presenting a very pleasant face before that person, within me I'm not feeling good about what I am experiencing right now. That is aparoksha jnana. It is immediate knowledge within me. In the same way, the Satchitananda Swarupaha, Antaryami, everything is aparoksha. How do I know? Yeah, I know from within. To give a very interesting example, which I have given earlier, you enter into a dark room, you need the light to show many objects outside, pratyaksha jnana. Then paroksha jnana, suppose some object you cannot find, somebody else knows where it is, then they will tell you it is there. But aparoksha jnana, where are you? I am here in the dark room. You raise your hand and you shout. Because you don't need a torchlight or you don't need a lamp to show where I am or where you are. That is the whole meaning of that very famous line in the Upanishads. Na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam nema vidyuto bhanti kutoyam agnihi tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. Na tatra, in that space within, suryo bhati. I do not know who I am because the sun is shining in the morning. Even during night time, when I roll and turn in the bed, and when I am sweating all over because the wind is not blowing easily on my face, I am sweating, I say. How do I know? It is not the sun that is illumining me. It is not by the moonlight that I know I am. It is not by the light of the stars or by the light of the lamp that I know I am. How do I know I am? I know I am by my own self. Aparoksha jnanavan. Aparoksha jnanavan means one who knows the self, one who has immediate knowledge of the self. It's a very, very key expression. Aparoksha jnana means immediate knowledge, not before me, not far away from me, not madhyama purusha, not prathama purusha in Sanskrit. Prathama purusha is he, she. Madhyama purusha is you. Uttama purusha is I. That is why in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15 is called Uttama purusha. For seeing I, myself, I don't need my vision or other senses to know myself. I don't need somebody to point out that this is me. Of course, since I don't know the reality, the Guru is pointing out that you are that self. So, aparoksha jnanavan, jivan muktaha. He is the one who knows, one who has immediate knowledge of the self is a jivan muktaha. So what happens? Why should I be a jivan mukta? Why not I not enjoy life? Do whatever I want to do and go around everywhere, be happy, spend my energy, spend my money, earn money, spend it, live a very happy life and enjoying in the world. Why should I do all these things? Because being a Jivan Mukta gives me a great benefit. It makes me free from the necessity to do action. I don't need to do any action in life if I am a Jivan Mukta. So, what is the result of that? Brahmaivaham asmi iti aparokshajnanena nikhila karma bandha vinirmuktasyat Brahma eva aham asmi. I am that Brahman alone. Iti aparoksha jnanena. Not another person telling you, no, you are Brahman. Tatwamasi. It is aparoksha. But it is paroksha jnana. Aparoksha jnanena. Aham Brahma asmi. I am that Brahman. Brahma eva. I am that Brahman alone. Brahma means Brihatvat iti Brahma. Bharanatvat iti Brahma. Brahma is that screen on which all the thoughts are being experienced, all the emotions are being experienced, all the experiences of the world are being experienced in that Brahman. Brahmaivaham aham asmiti aparoksha jnanena. What is aparoksha jnana? Immediate knowledge. I don't need a torchlight. I don't need somebody to tell me. I know myself who I am. Sometimes when we are angry, when people try to tell things about us, we say, you don't need to tell me. I know about my own self. So that exactly is but the self, when people refer to that, they refer to their qualities. I know how I behave. I know how much of anger I have. I know what all feelings I have. You don't need to tell me. You can't tell us one thing. You don't need to tell me that. We tell them angrily. But this Brahma Eva Aham is, everybody can say that with pride, with joy, with love, with abandonment, with all knowledge. You can say, you don't need to tell me who I am. I am that Brahman. I know. Brahma eva aham asmi iti aparoksha jnanena. Immediate knowledge. I don't need to, who am I? When suppose even if we have been studying all this, we don't immediately remember. They say, who are you? We say our name, we say our designation, we say our relationship, so many things we say. And then suppose we have studied Vedanta, wait. Let me consult the Tatwabodha book and then I will tell you who I am. No. Aparoksha, immediately they will be able to, because this is not a memory. This is not something that we recall, recollect, remember and say. We, just like how I say, I am a woman. Somebody says, I am a man. I am a Brahmana. I am a Kshatriya. I am a Vaishya. I am a Shudra. In the same way, say, I am Brahman. Aparoksha jnanena. What happens to such a person? Nikhila karma bandha vinirmuktaha syat. He becomes vinirmuktaha. So the freedom that we talk about is freedom from the compulsiveness of action. Actions bind us. We have to compulsively act in the world because we need something constantly from the world. As long we need something constantly, we have to act. Vinirmuktaha means we are not compelled to act in this world. Nikhila, all karma. Karma basically means not just actions. Karma is the memories, the impressions or the vasanas that are there in our subtle body. The vasanas of our past actions, the results are stored in our subtle body, and that is called karma. We are the karma, if it is there, the memories that are there inside us, it compels us to act. If the memory of some kind of a pleasure is there, it compels us to seek that pleasure. If the memory of family and relatives are there, it compels us to do work and work hard, earn money, take care of them. If the memory of some desires are there, It compels us to do something to achieve those desires. Nikhila karma vinirmuktah syat means all the memories are let out. They don't get, the memories are not attached in our subtle body, but because we keep repeating the karmas, we keep repeating the actions that give those results, these memories are strongly ingrained in our system. But when we have the knowledge is like it fills our whole system. It fills all the pockets of the grooves of memory lines in our subtle body is filled by knowledge, is filled by the light of awareness, that all the grooves just become light and they disappear. When all the grooves in the brain, all the grooves in the heart that make us repeatedly want something, repeatedly do action, repeatedly plan to do action, and the grooves in the abdomen that repeatedly make us keep, we have the three knots that are there, the Brahma Granthi, Vishnu Granthi, Rudra Granthi. The three knots that are there, these knots keep us in ignorance of who I truly am, and it makes us repeatedly do actions. There are many books on past life regressions and other things, which I've read. The modern day authors like Dr. Brian Weiss and Dr. Michael Newton. They're all psychiatrists, and they have done many past life regressions, and to their own disbelief, they landed upon the ability of patients to recall memories from their past lives, and they've recorded and they're still continuing to record. Many authors are there. So when they describe other worlds, when they describe the beautiful worlds that they see, I used to wonder, when people know that this is a reality of the life beyond the body, then nobody will ever want to live in this earth. So that is why the earth is meant for a particular purpose, where we need each other to grow and give each other the necessary experiences for us to grow. So if everybody has that knowledge about how life is beyond death or beyond this physical body, then nobody will ever want to live on this earth. That is the reason why in our tradition, in our culture, parents are very careful not to let their children ruminate about death for a long time, not to let their children even study about Vedanta or topics like past life regression and all those things. They do not allow them to dwell on those topics, because once in your knowledge you are very sure about what is there on the other side, then the ability for such people to live a life in this world will become very less. So Nikhila, all karmas will go away. No, karmas will not really go away. It will be a temporary suspension of all karmas, whether it is sleep or in the state of meditation, when I am being with the state of I am that self. In that time also karmas get dropped according to the Yoga Shastras. The vasanas are all destroyed like seeds being burnt. But in the state of sleep, our vasanas are in a frozen condition. They don't get destroyed. They are there. They are very enriched and energized. But for the one who knows who am I am that Brahman, and it is an immediate knowledge. What happens for that person? Nikhila karma bandha. The impressions will be there, but they will not bind that person. The impressions will not compulsively make that person do action to gain something in this world, because whatever they need to gain, they have already gained, and there is nothing for them to gain, nothing to do, nowhere to go, and nothing to seek, and nothing to seek, and nothing that needs to be done. Nikhila karma bandha vinir muktasyat. So this is This is the Phalashruti of Brahma Vidya. If I know who I am, what happens to me? We all like to do something expecting results. It is okay to expect this very big result. What is this very big result? Is all my karmas, all the impressions, the mind will get purified, the subtle body will get purified, all the impressions drop. There are no impressions within to prompt me to do action in this world and get caught in the cycle of samsara, which is nothing but the results of the action, whether it may be great action, good action, whatever it may be, the result finally is only grief, sorrow, and confusion. Moha. Shoka, moha, bhaya is the result. And those results promote me to go into more and more actions. So I get out of the cycle of karma when I know who I am. So we will see the last part of this. What are the different types of karma? And after 2 more weeks, because I am away at Siddhabari, which is a samadhi of Puja Gurudev Swami Chinmaya, there is a 108 Jayanti camp, which I am there present at that time. So we will meet on the 2 Sundays after this, meaning on the 3rd Sunday from now, we will meet for Vision of Vedanta. Tomorrow for the next 3 days, Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, there is chapter 16 of the Bhagavad Gita. So we shall tune in at Chinmaya Surya channel. Hari Om. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Boli Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai.